Hi, VC saying you back again. Today I'm going to bring you a video response to Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. He just did another awesome thread. Um, you guys got to go check him out. Great dude, great channel. Really knows his stuff. So this time he did started a video thread on solo artists that used to be in bigger bands. They started out in bands and then they decided to go solo. And their solo careers were the same, um, or even better when they started out in those other bands. So he did around 5 artists he mentioned. I'm gonna do like around 10 because so many great artists. I love, like I said, I really enjoyed this thread, so I had to dig in a little bit more. So again, check out Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed, great dude. And he does great stuff, great video threads and stuff like that, for the vinyl community. Okay, so let's start right off because I have 10 artists right here. The first one I'm going to show you, he started around the 70s, back when the disco era was booming, or you could say it's dying down. And I guess that's one of the main reasons he decided to go solo, because disco was in their ending stage. So yeah, the artist I'm talking about is a huge artist. He's an artist, songwriter, producer, you name it. He's one of the biggest in the music industry right now, thanks to that um, band, you could say. He started out in the 70s. I'm talking about Lionel Richie. We all know he used to sing with the Commodores back when Donald Summer, Village People, these other artists were singing disco, stuff like that. And he used to be in the Commodores. He did have a few hit songs with the Commodores when he sang with them. Then he decided to go solo, and wow, his solo career skyrocketed, skyrocketed. And what can I say? This is one of his best albums. It's not his debut. I think this is his second album, but it's one of his biggest hits. Almost all the songs on this album are hits. And what can I say? Nano Richie, great artist. One of my favorite artists, songwriters, producers, you name it, especially from the 80s. But yeah, Lionel Richie, who used to sing with the Commodores. Okay, next, another huge artist, and he started out also in a great band. And the one I'm talking about is Phil Collins. We all know he used to sing with Genesis. He used to be only the drummer from Genesis. The singer was Peter Gabriel. That's another one that I do not have in my list, but Peter Gabriel, he went solo also, so that's a, I hope somebody else pick him up. So yeah, Peter Gabriel was the singer from Genesis. Then Peter Gabriel left the band to do his solo career. He went solo. Genesis was looking for new singers, and they couldn't find any. And one day, Phil Collins said, what, I can do the singing if you guys want. Well, he quickly got a mic, started singing, and boom, he was the new singer of Genesis. Then he decided to leave. Genesis took a hiatus. Not that they broke up. They just stopped making music. So he went and started his solo career back in the 80s, and all his albums are amazing. This is one of his biggest hits from the 80s. No Jacket Required. Many awesome hits on this one. And then he did many more. He has two previous one before this one. This is his third solo album. I'm not mistaken. And like I said, all the albums in his discography, solo career, are great. So Phil Collins from Genesis. Next is a female artist that also was in a huge 80s girl band, you can say. And then she decided to go solo. And her solo career, in my opinion, is even better. I'm saying my opinion. Her solo career, for me, is even better than when she was with that girl band. And I'm talking about Belinda Carlisle. This is her debut album. from 1986 or 1985, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just called Belinda. All her albums are amazing. Then she did a follow up to this one, and even better. So Belinda Carlisle did a great collaboration with the Go-Go's. She was their singer back in the Go-Go's. Were huge in the early '80s. Then in the mid '80s, she decided to go solo. The Go-Go's broke up, and what can I say? She did great. Has so many hits, and she's one of my favorite female artists, Belinda Carlisle from the Go-Go's. Okay, next is another artist that went solo, but just for a couple of albums. For me, this is his best work from his solo career. Great singer, another one of my favorites. And in this time, Journey did not break up, but he did went solo with Steve Perry. Street Talk, his debut solo. Like I said, Journey did not break up. They just went into stop or hiatus again, and he decided to go. He started a song with Kenny Loggins. That was his first solo gig. After Journey, the song is called "Don't Stop." Don't stop. Is it? Don't wait. Don't stop. Don't fight. I think it is. I'm not. I'm not sure right now, but he did. Then after that, I think he talked with Kenny Loggins, and Kenny Loggins talked to him to this go solo, and that's what he did. This is his debut, great album, one of my favorites. I mentioned a lot of times this was my mom's favorite album, and he did a couple more, but this for me, this is his best solo work. So yeah, what can I say? Steve Perry, normally from the band Journey, great singer, great vocalist, and wow, awesome artist. I really enjoy. I tend to say the word awesome a lot, so I'm sorry. Next is another great artist from the 80s also. He used to be in a couple of bands. He started out with the Spencer Davis Group, then he went with Traffic, then he went with Blind Fate, until he decided to go solo. And he started out going solo back in the 80s, like I mentioned. And of course, I'm talking about Steve Winwood. And this is my favorite album of his. He did a couple of more albums before this one and after this one. But this is Back in the High Life Again. This is my favorite album. It came out back in 1986. Great songs, many hits. And Steve Winwood, awesome keyboardist and awesome singer. And what can I say? I really enjoy Steve Winwood. One of those great artists. For me, his solo career is way better than he used to be in those other bands that I mentioned, like Blind Fate, Traffic. Yeah. I think he also did some music with Eric Clapton, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Steve Winwood, awesome. Okay. Next, another amazing artist. Went solo in the 80s again, like I mentioned it before. And still making music, if I'm not mistaken. This artist went solo because the band, like I said, went to a hiatus also. They did not break up. They just went to a hiatus. They stopped. So she didn't want to stick around. She did her solo stuff. Then she went back in the band. And it's been going like that back and forth. And I'm talking about Stevie Nicks, of course, from the band Fleetwood Mac. Great singer. She started out with Lindsey Buckingham. They joined Fleetwood Mac. They made Fleetwood Mac what it is today, in my opinion. And then Fleetwood Mac stopped making music. They didn't break up, they just stopped. And she went solo, and this is I'm not sure, this is her debut, Belladonna. Awesome. There she is. Great album, and many more albums after this one are amazing. It's another one, my favorite female artist. I love her in Fleetwood Mac, and I love her on her solo career. And she's not I'm not saying that she's better than Fleetwood Mac because I love her stuff with Fleetwood Mac. So, it's right there. Both of them are great, Fleetwood Mac and her solo stuff. So yeah, Stevie Nicks, amazing artist, amazing solo career. Okay, this other one did also a couple of more solo albums, and this is I think his debut, and this is my favorite album of his, and the one that really peaked. It was very very good, and it's still one of those awesome albums in the VC that a lot of people enjoy. And he used to be in a band called Steely Dan, and I'm talking about Donald Fagen, The Night Flight. This is his debut album, if I'm not mistaken. He did a couple of more albums after this, but this is my favorite. Great album. Everybody in the VC loved that cover, especially because the turntable. But yeah, great album. IGI, one of his biggest hits. The New Frontiers, another hit of his in this album. It's my OG copy. Yeah, this MoFi Fidelity, Sound Lab copy going around. And I really would love to have that one, but it goes like for $500, something like that. But yeah, Donald Fagen, The Night Flight. Like I said, used to be Steely Dan, another band that has many, many great albums, great stuff. And then he went solo. Not saying that he was better as a solo artist from Steely Dan, but great album. He did do it. Great stuff after Steely Dan. Okay. Next is another artist that used to be in a great band. I think they broke up. I'm not sure if they went back. I think they did. I think it was a couple of reunions. I'm not sure if they did new music after his solo career. They went back. I know they did a couple of reunion shows. And one of the members sadly passed away. Another one left the band. Anyway, and I'm talking about Don Henley. He used to be in the band The Eagles. He's the drummer and singer. There were also like Glenn Frey, and Randy Meisner. There were so many awesome Joe Walsh, and yeah, many of them went also solo. But for me, Don Henley was, in my opinion, went great as a solo artist. I think this is his debut also as a solo artist. Building the Perfect Beast, great album. We all know the hit song "The Boys of Summer" is in this album. That's the one that got him to the top as a solo artist. And Don Henley, previously from the band The Eagles, great band. We all know started out. They were huge in the '70s and early '80s, and you name it. And Don Henley, love his voice. Great drummer. For me, underrated drummer. A lot of people don't mention his drumming. Great drummer also. So yeah, Don Henley, previously from the band The Eagles. Okay. This artist is one of my favorite. He used to be in a huge band. Started around the '70s. And he left the band or got fired, you can say. And he started doing his stuff. He started out a band, a solo band. Then he went solo as an only artist. I mean, before he had a band, and then he went just by his own solo name. And of course, I'm talking about Ace Frehley. He used to be in Kiss. We all know that. He used to be the guitarist from Kiss, the rhythm guitars. Lead rhythm guitarist. One of my favorite guitarists of all time. He got fired from Kiss or left Kiss. There's a huge controversy because we all know he had a lot of demons. So especially alcohol, stuff like that. Anyway, he went and formed Frehley's Comet. Great band. I think he did only two albums. I'm not sure. From Frehley's Comet. Then he broke that band up and he went automatically solo. Ace Frehley. He started doing great albums. This is his latest. 10,000 Volts. Great album, great. I really enjoy this new album. And like I said, he used to be in Kiss. Amazing band. Not saying he's even better than Kiss, but the only thing I can say to you guys is he's still making music. Kiss has done new music for a long time now, and I think they'll never will, because I think they really broke up. Now they have that um, those virtual shows, avatars, whatever you call them, stupid. Anyway, in my opinion. Anyway, he's still making great music. What can I say? It's really great guitarist from band Kiss, one of the legendary, amazing rock bands of all times, iconic, and now he's still making music as a solo artist. It's really great guitarist, man. And last but not least, I'm sorry that like I said, I had to mention 10 of them. Another amazing artist, songwriter, I think he's producer also. Also was from an iconic band back from I think the 60s. Then they broke up in the 70s. And a huge influence to many artists from after, that, he came from a band that influenced so many artists afterwards. And the one I'm talking about is Paul McCartney from the band The Beatles. And we all know the Beatles were huge. They broke up, he went solo. And he started out a band called Wings with his wife. Then that band broke up. Then he just went automatically solo, Paul McCartney. And he's still making music today. Just had a record, I think, last year or a couple of years ago. Paul McCartney 3. This one is Tug of War. Yeah, right? Yep. This is my favorite Paul McCartney album. I really enjoy his stuff. But for me, this is his best solo album. Really enjoy it. And there's a great song here with Stevie Wonder. And I have the single right here. It's Ebony and Ivory, Stevie Wonder's right there. The 7-inch single. And it came from this album. And what can I say? Paul McCartney. Iconic. Legendary. You name it. Huge influence in the music. After the Beatles, he went solo and did even greater stuff. Not saying he's better as a solo artist from the Beatles. Beatles are huge. But he kept doing work and kept singing, kept, like many of the artists that I mentioned before. So Paul McCartney from the Beatles. So yeah, those are my artists that went solo. That used to be in other bands. Like Profi mentioned in his video, this thread, I Do Not Need You. Then I went solo and did even better things. So that's what I'm saying about all these artists. So yeah, cannot wait to see more responses to his amazing video thread, vinyl community thread. And what can I say? I want to thank everybody who stuck around and watched this video. If you like, subscribe down and, comment down below. We just recently on vacation. I just came from Puerto Rico yesterday, so I'm going to start making more videos soon. So yeah, like I said, go check out Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. Great dude. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I always say, rock on, guys. Bye.